Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda Godfrey. I am a white witch and I'm the college principal at Mystical Dragon. We are a spiritual college and a new age store that is based in Seaford, Victoria, Australia. And this week I just wanted to talk a little about Palo Santo and hopefully give you a little bit of confidence in being able to light it and use it for yourself at home. Palo Santo is a sacred wood and it usually comes in sticks like this. And it's actually fairly easy to use. It isn't something that you use on a charcoal stick or, charcoal disc or like that. It is something that you can light up a little bit like your sage sticks, although it can be a little bit harder just to get lit at the beginning. But we can use it certainly as an alternative for white sage. So some really prefer the smell of their Palo Santo to the white sage. Some prefer the white sage. Some, like myself, like to interchange because I personally like the scent of both of them. But your Palo Santo is a really uplifting herb, so it will raise the vibration in a space. It will really cleanse a space, so cleanse any negative energies out of a space or from your crystals or other sacred tools that you might have as well. And similarly to your white sage, it is used as a way to be able to send our thoughts and messages to those in the spirit world as well. So it's a really beautiful one, has a lovely scent to it and a very different scent than the white sage does. And it is really quite easy to be able to use. Now I've got one here that I've used previously and snuffed out. So similarly to your white sage smudge sticks, you can snuff them out when you are finished with them. So personally I like to have a container or a bowl which I put some sand in the bottom of that I can use to take around with me to catch the ash, whether I'm using the white sage sticks or whether I'm using Palo Santo. It'll catch the ash. You can actually knock that ash in there if you need to, rather than having it sprinkle through your home. And at the end you can actually use that to snuff out whatever it is that you're using to put it out properly. And we just snuff it out a lot like we would if we had a cigar, just thinking about in that same kind of action, pressing down and snuffing it out. Of course, alternatively, you can snuff it out in the garden or on some concrete out the front if you wanted to, so that is options as well. I personally don't like to use water for these things. I like to snuff these things out. I find that they actually light easier the next time. So with your Palo Santo, I like to light off a candle for both my Palo Santo and my white sage. So have your candle lit and ready to go. You want to have your Palo Santo face down, so the end of it is face down on an angle, with the end being in the flame itself. And you really want it to sit in that flame for a good 30 seconds or so. And you will see it's really, we've got an actual flame that's going there. We want it to get caught on fire. We want to have some flame to get our Palo Santo lit properly. It needs that flame for the wood to get lit properly. And then when we blow it out, you see we've got some good smoke there. Sometimes you might blow on it a few times to really get the embers going, to get that smoke happening. And once you've got it working something like that, that's when I would see that we are ready to start to smudge and to start to move through the home, or perhaps start to smudge some of the crystals or sacred tools that you've got. So that's some nice smoke to be able to do that with. Don't be frightened. If you don't get it lit up properly how you want it the first time, don't be frightened to stick it in your flame again and, really set it on fire again and take you know, a good another 30 seconds or even up to a minute to be able to get it on fire properly. I tend to light it up a couple of times, as I've just shown you, and I'll blow it out and I'll see where the smoke is at. And if I only have a little bit of smoke happening, then I will do it exactly the same again. And that way the flame also tends to stick to the end of your wood rather than starting to move all the way down your stick as well. So I know some people get a little bit frightened of working with the Palo Santo, working with the wooden stick, aren't sure how to light it up. So I hope that today I've been able to give you a little bit more confidence in how to light it. It is used exactly the same as a smudge stick, so you walk that through your home. It's getting that smoke happening and moving through the whole of your home and your building, and wafting it through the whole of the space. That's really important, in exactly the same way as the smudge stick. I have talked a little bit about how to smudge your home effectively in a separate video if you wanted to have a look at that, or we have written an article that's on Mystical Dragon's website as well, which outlines the most important steps to be aware of. So hopefully you're feeling a bit more confident, and I look forward to seeing you again with another topic in the future.